listening to the Fun with Horror podcast with your hosts, Scotty and Andrew.
Oh, I hadn't hit record yet. I wish I did, but now we are recording. In 3, 2, 1.
I was gonna are you gonna do the countdown? Hello, all you beautiful zombies out there. You're listening to another episode of Fun with Horror, your weekly movie review podcast in which my friend Andrew and I take turns giving each other movies to watch, and then we discuss them the following week. We have only 2 rules. Number 1, whoever picks the movie has to pick a movie they've never seen. And number 2, we both have to watch the movie before discussing it. Last week, I chose Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, directed by Johannes Roberts. And stay tuned to the end of this beautiful episode where we get to find out what Andrew is going to pick next. And speaking of Andrew, he's right here.
I'm right here.
Well, right there.
I mean, I'm, like,
you're not right here.
I'm not right
lap or
there.
anything.
I wish. I'm like 18-hour drive away, but close.
But you're a little sick still. So
I am a little sick. I do not have COVID, but
not COVID.
Not COVID. We've been tested
sick.
twice, but
You have a cold.
Sick. Yes,
You have a cough due to cold.
I do. This is correct.
Yes, which is why your voice is so husky and sexy this week. I love it.
Ooh, thank you.
Andrew, how's your week?
It was good, man. It was a good week. I did watch a couple horror movies.
Tell me what you watched, and then I've got questions for you.
Oh, good.
That have nothing to do with those movies.
Perfect. Hey, this is all horror, man. So you inspired me last week by saying that you watched Creep 2. And so
yeah.
I watched Creep 2.
Oh, yay.
I did, yeah. And
without spoilers, what did you think?
I really liked it. I had fun with it.
Yeah.
It was a lot like the first one, similar setting and style, of course. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I had a good time.
Me too. Well, now I can tell you that I did too. I actually think it was a little bit better than the first one.
I would agree with you on that. I would.
Just a little bit.
Yep.
Oh. And it was interesting how a couple of my opinions about the first one kind of came to fruition in the second one. Kind of.
Yeah. Oh.
But, yeah, can't really talk too much about that because of spoilers. But, yeah.
Very good. Yeah, you're right.
I'm glad we both liked it.
Yeah. The other movie, I'm not going to tell you until later.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
I'm not, and you'll know why. So
because it has something to do with the movie you're picking for next week.
It sure could.
Oh.
Kinda, maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
Well, what's your question? Let's get to your question. I'm curious.
Oh, well, my question has to do kind of with our, it's on topic with our movie this week.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering, Andrew, since you enjoy the odd video game now and then.
Yes.
Can you remember any moments or video games period, but mainly just moments in video games that scared the crap out of you?
Oh man. Yes.
And if you need to think about it.
I mean, let me think. I'm assuming you have something ready.
Oh, of course.
Okay, yeah. Let me hear yours because I can think of one, but I'm sure there's a better one.
Well, there's 2 for me.
Oh, okay.
Because there's... Okay, so first, I'll say right off the bat, Resident Evil did not scare me.
Oh, right on.
Silent Hill, however, the very first, I will never forget. There's a moment in that game, and this is PlayStation 1. There's a moment in that game. I was playing this late at night, and you go into this little locker room, and you go around, and one of the lockers is rattling. And it's a video game, so it's not like you're supposed to go open the locker. It's not like a movie where you're like, don't go, don't do it.
Right.
You have to. So you
worse.
go, and you open the locker, and there's nothing there. And I was like, and then you start to go out of the room, and in front of you, out of nowhere, a locker opens and a cat bursts out of the locker and going, "Meow!" I yelled out loud in my apartment. The other one, and this is something a lot of gamers know about, they always mention it when people are talking about their scariest games, was the PT Playable Demo.
Yep.
Did you play it?
Oh, I played it, and it was horrifying.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so this was, for those that don't know, this was a playable demo that was announced on E3 one year. And when they announced the demo, they said it's available right now on your PlayStation 4. Or maybe, no, it's PlayStation 3, my bad.
Yep.
And I remember playing that at night, and that was the scariest video game experience I have ever had.
Yes.
And I had to call my buddy in England, since he was awake. I had to call him and say, "Dude, I'm playing this. I just want you to be here with me."
Nice.
And so he was on, like, I forget if I think it was FaceTime or just speakerphone. Maybe it was FaceTime audio. Anyway, he's sitting here listening to me playing this game, and I get to this point where I'm walking through this hallway that loops.
Yep. Yep.
And I have surround sound in my apartment, and I keep hearing this breathing behind me in the surround speakers. And I actually was sitting there going, "Dude, do you hear that noise? That is behind me." And I remember at the end of the demo, or at least at the end of mine, I remember I turned my character around after I went through a door, nothing there. And I turned back around, and all of a sudden, the lady is there. She's in your face, and I dropped my controller on the table, and I yelled out loud. I was like, "Oh, she's Avan!" And my controller's sitting there vibrating on the table, and I'm just sitting there in shock. And my buddy's like, "Dude, what's that noise?" And I'm like, "That's my controller vibrating on the table because I'm dead." Yeah.
Oh,
what about you, buddy? Did you think of anything?
Oh, that was one of them that I thought of, because I couldn't
Okay.
even finish it. I played a little, like, bits of it at a time, because then you
Same.
start over because it was a demo, but I couldn't,
Yeah.
man. I was so scared.
I went online and looked up what happens at the end. And
Me too.
Of course,
Yep.
famously, this is something else just in case people don't know.
Yeah.
If you got to the end of the demo, it played a little cinematic in which Norman Reedus is walking down the street,
Right.
and it's a teaser for Silent Hills, a
Right.
game by Hideo Kojima, the creator of Metal Gear Solid, Guillermo del Toro,
Yes.
and starring Norman Reedus. And of course, as we know, Capcom dropped Kojima,
Yeah.
and he went on to make Death Stranding with Norman Reedus and featuring Guillermo del Toro.
Yep. I really do wish that game had
Fun with video games.
fun with video games. The only other one I can think of, though,
Yes.
that genuinely frightened me was, again, same with you. I played Resident Evil, and it really didn't scare me. I didn't
Okay.
really play much of Silent Hill. I always wanted to, but I don't know why I didn't. But when Evil Within came out,
Oh, yeah.
oh man, I played the first. So I got it I got it right when it came out. I played it that night. It was dark. I was back living with my parents. I was
Yeah,
in a room
yeah.
and I was playing it, and I played for maybe 20 minutes, and I shut it off, and I didn't turn on for like another month. And then I played it that like a month later. I understood kind of how to play it, and I beat it. Man, I loved that game, but
I
man,
remember.
starting out it scared me. Yeah, that's right.
So anything in particular scary, or just the whole mood of the game?
The mood of the game, for sure. Like,
Okay.
you first see kind of the first couple of creepy looking creature people.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, nah, I'm good. Not today.
And just as a remembrance of part of our friendship, remember, it took me a long time to get through that game,
Right.
and I was in contact. I was talking to you a lot throughout my playthrough of it because I was like, "This is where I'm at, Andrew," because I knew you had played it,
Yeah.
and you were pretty much the reason that I stuck with it
Aw.
and eventually beat it, because you loved it so much.
Yes, dude. Aw.
And that game ties into our new game because it was by the same creator of Resident Evil, I believe, and it had an homage to the famous first zombie that you see in Resident Evil, where the flashlight you look at a zombie and it turns its head slowly to look at you or look at your character.
Dude. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. Yeah. Oh.
Aw.
Why are you back here, Claire? Your conspiracies weren't true when we were kids. They're not true now.
We need to expose Umbrella. Watch this.
I'm afraid, Claire. I'm afraid of what they're gonna do to this town. You see, Umbrella, they had an incident. I'm talking Chernobyl, if you know what I mean. People are getting sick. You gotta help us, Claire. Let the world know what's really going on.
Scotty,
Yes.
you. Hi.
You always have a sense of urgency. Every time it's my movie and we come back from our pause,
Right.
you're always like, Scotty.
It's because I'm excited, man. Like, what did you
But
think?
it cracks me up every time. I like anticipate it now. Scotty.
Scotty. I think too, like I know that I'm gonna be talking first, but it still
Yeah.
surprises me too for some reason. I don't know why. We've done this is 29 episodes now, but
Yeah, like we've been doing this for years.
yeah, years. Wow. We were 10 when we started. This is fun with horror.
Tourist trap.
Anywho.
Anyway.
So you
Yeah, I-
picked
me.
this movie, which was, as I mentioned, this was the movie I wanted to see in 2021 very, very badly. So again,
Same here.
I
think this was the movie you wanted to see the most.
correct. You are correct. Yeah, this one I was very excited about.
I knew you would be.
I know. You're so sweet.
I got you.
You got me.
you, boo.
Oh, thanks, boo. Boy, anywho, we'll jump into it, man. Resident Evil,
Yeah.
Welcome to
Yeah.
Raccoon City. What, my friend, did you think of this movie?
Well, as we know,
Mm-hmm.
as a little intro to this movie,
Yes.
there are 6 other Resident Evil movies
Yes.
directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, starring his wife Mila Jovovich.
Yes.
And there are certain opinions about those movies. Have you seen all of those?
I don't know if I actually saw the last one or two.
Are you kidding? Oh, okay. I was going to say, if you've seen all of them except the last one, our friendship is cemented in blood because I've seen all of them except the last one.
It might have just been the last one, dude. I got to go back and look.
I own all of them, but I've never watched the last one. I probably should.
Yeah. Oh,
But
man.
anyway, last year, this new adaptation of the video games was released.
Right.
It's unrelated to the Mila Jovovich Resident Evil world, and it was supposedly supposed to be more faithful to the video games and make
Right.
the gamers out there happier.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I was cautiously optimistic. I was looking forward to seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see what it would be like if they did adapt the video games closer.
Right.
And I can tell you that I liked this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the same as Midnight Meat Train. I like this
Nice.
movie a lot.
Yep.
And it's enjoyable, and I have fun. I have issues with it.
Okay. Fair.
What about you, buddy?
Pretty much the same thing. It's actually very similar to Midnight Meat Train too. I was thinking that exact same thing where I was like, it was fun. I had a
Yeah.
good time with it. I don't need to see it again anytime soon.
But I could.
I could. Yeah.
Did you watch it twice?
I did. I did watch it twice.
Me too.
Nice.
And
okay.
no commentary on this one, so it was just straight watching this for enjoyment 2 times. Well, and to take notes, but
Right. Well, all right. Let's get into it then. What did you?
Yeah.
What did you? Let's start with the negatives then. What did
Yeah.
you not like about this movie?
well, So this movie, the main thing I'm
Yep.
going to talk about.
Please.
This movie adapted Resident Evil 1 and 2, the video games.
Right.
I kind of heard this going in, so I was prepared for that.
Mm-hmm.
And right off the bat, my first impression when it ended was that I wish they hadn't tried to fit so much into one movie.
Yes. Yep.
Also, this movie was like an hour and 40.
Yeah. Yeah.
I honestly felt this movie could have run a full 2 hours.
Yep.
With some extra stuff in it. Because, I mean, we're talking about two games that are around 12 to 13 hours.
Right.
Maybe 10 hours. You know, you can race through them, of course. But
Right.
if you're going through and taking your time, the first time you play, they can run about 10 to 13 hours.
Right.
Yeah, I would have really liked for them to have more confidence. I felt like they didn't have enough confidence in their movie, and they wanted to, they're like, oh, just the mansion from the first game is not going to be enough.
Yep. I was thinking that too.
And so we better throw in at least the second game too.
Right.
Which you just kind of saw the highlights from each game, and you didn't really get to let the story breathe.
Right.
And at this point, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna pause, and I'm gonna say, this is the point of no return. We're
Right.
gonna spoil this movie.
Yes.
If you haven't watched Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City yet, we're about to spoil it. We're about to talk about lots of different things. Yeah. By your reaction, I'm assuming you felt the same way.
I did. I honestly, I thought we're gonna have a lot of the same opinions. I think on this one.
Yeah, I think so.
And I agree. I think if this movie had just been The Mansion, I think had they been brave and done that, this could have been awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, it could have been so scary and just so well done. But yeah, having both in there, I felt the same way. I was like, it's a little much. It's a little convoluted. So, yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing that happens, and I'm still not, I'll be honest here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how I feel about this yet.
Okay.
But they really went to great pains to adapt moments from those games exactly.
Right.
Like shot for shot. And I like that,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I feel like there's a space where you're trying so hard to adapt the stuff faithfully
Mm-hmm.
that you don't know, that you get shoehorned into that without letting what the story you're telling breathe a little bit more. And I'm using that a couple times, but yeah.
Yeah.
I just felt like, okay, there was really no need for that other than adapting the game.
Right.
Otherwise, there was really no purpose for that scene.
Right. Yep.
Stuff like that,
I
if
get
that
that.
makes sense.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's that's about it. I think the acting was pretty good. I
Yep.
didn't mind it. Some of the dialogue was a little cheesy. That's
Yeah.
fine though.
Yeah.
I was expecting it.
Right.
And thinking about it and kind of looking at my notes, I think for me that's about it as far as the negatives go.
Okay.
Everything else would be little nitpicky things like specific scenes and stuff,
Right.
and we'll go through those. Anything else, broad strokes, that you were bothered by? What did you
Broad
think of the
strokes.
acting?
I thought the acting was good. Yeah, I had no issues with that. I guess the broad stroke wise, the biggest thing I think was there was so much exposition in this movie. Like there would just be characters like the biggest one that comes to mind is the truck driver at the beginning, where he's like, "Why are you coming back to Raccoon City?" And then he's like, "Oh yeah, going to see your brother. You said used to live here. You said." Like, and he just gives this whole thing where you're like, "Oh, guy, like we could have found that all out through the story. Like we did not need to hear stuff like that."
Yeah.
There was just a few moments like that where I just went, "Ooh, let us figure it out. We got brains."
Yeah.
So
And see, if they had, and that's a case where if they had done the adaptation more faithfully,
Mhm.
we wouldn't have needed to really even know that. The truck driver would have been by himself.
Right.
Did he give Claire
Nope.
a ride in the game? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Nope. He was by himself. Yeah.
But then, okay, so thank you, Andrew,
You're
because you brought up another thing that I just remembered that that I think could have been better.
Oh, okay.
Too many characters.
Yes. Yep.
And that's the other thing. Like, I like the characters. Well, to an extent.
Right. Right.
Man, I'm thinking about all these things now. See? See what happens?
This is why we have the podcast,
I was
man.
not prepared.
It's a conversation.
A conversation, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I love my cats.
I love your cats.
So I think, again, if they had just focused on Resident Evil 1 and done the mansion, we would have been introduced to Chris Redfield,
Jill Valentine.
Jill Valentine, Albert Wesker,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it.
Right.
You know, no Leon, no Claire yet,
Right.
because they're not in until Resident Evil 2. Although, see, that's a thing. At the end of this movie, jumping straight to the end, we have a bonus scene.
Yes.
Where Wesker comes back from the dead. He's given his famous sunglasses by Ada Wong.
Ada Wong.
Now, see, if they had taken their time, we would have had the mansion, and we could have had a bonus scene introducing Claire and Leon real quick. You know, and saying, "Oh, yep, they're about to come to town," and yeah, it just
Agreed.
I think the mansion would have been a good story in itself, and would have been a good movie.
And it would have been cool to see a sequel with none of the characters from the first one. You know what I mean? So that would be kind of different. We don't really see that. Usually we get for the most part, sequel has the same people. But I think that would have been really neat and a new, just like the video game. It was cool. It was something different.
Yeah.
So I totally agree.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm going to say that was a negative for me.
Yeah.
Half a negative.
Okay.
I didn't like their characterization of Leon.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, he is. You know, in the game, it is supposed to be his first day on the job.
Right. Right.
But they made him kind of a bumbling idiot in the movie, and also it was confusing because the first time you see him, he's waking up in a hotel room, and he's got a bunch of booze on the counters. So he's like, I have no idea what that was even supposed to mean. Like, is he an alcoholic? You know,
Right. Right.
Was he partying during all day or the night before? Like, what does that even mean? And then he comes to the job, and you know, there's the moment in the cafe where he's got a hangover, but other than that, that never comes into play again. It's like, why?
Right.
Why?
That's
so
true. Yeah.
But yeah, and then when he gets to the station, he's like, they took the first day on the job thing a little bit too far.
Yes.
Which led to some frustrating scenes. And I was happy when he finally kind of found his footing and kind of became the Leon we know from the game.
Right.
But yeah, I wish they had treated him a little bit nicer.
Right. Agreed. And I always thought Leon, and he was made that way, but in the games was like cool. He was the cool guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was cool. Yeah.
He was so cool. So anytime I was Leon, I was like, yeah, I'm cool. And yeah, so I totally agree.
And in the movie, he's like, they make these comments like that were so weird, like, because he's a good-looking dude, and they make these comments about him being like a model and being good-looking, and I'm like, why? Like, why is everybody commenting on how good-looking this dude is when freaking Albert Wesker is like an Adonis? You know, it's like, it was so weird.
Agreed. I totally agree.
Like, everybody was attractive.
Yeah.
So
oh, yeah. Yeah.
why comment on Leon?
I know.
Claire comes to town. She's hot, you know.
Yeah, everyone.
Jill Valentine is beautiful.
Yep.
Albert Wesker's and Chris Redfield, both of them are like model men, you know.
It's yeah. Speaking of Leon, just a side note for you.
Yes.
And I only chatted with him briefly. So his name though is Avan Jogia, I believe is how you pronounce it after going on Google. But he and I was on a Nickelodeon show with him.
Oh, wow.
I know, fun fact.
Did
Something
everybody
silly.
comment on his beauty?
They did. They were all like, "You should play Leon in a Resident Evil movie." And then 10 years later,
And you said thank you, and they're like, no, the other guy.
yeah, they're like, "You're no Leon. Get out of here, Pipsqueak."
You should be in Knife Point.
I know. I chose Knife Point over Resident
Yeah.
Evil. Ugh.
Man, if your path had just gone one opposite direction from another guy.
Hindsight, man. Hindsight.
How do you pronounce his name again? Avon?
Avon, I believe.
And it's Jogia? I would have thought it was Hogia.
That's what I thought too.
That
but
sounds weird too, though.
Yeah, Jogia.
Jogia. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's a good actor. I like him.
Yeah. Yep. He was good.
And that's the other thing. I did like him as an actor.
Yes, I agree.
I just didn't like the script's characterization of Leon.
Agree with you 100%.
But let's talk about some things we liked.
Yes. Yeah.
Because there's a lot too. Like
Agreed.
we're beating up the movie a little bit, but I did really like the look and the feel of the movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I liked.
Yeah.
I did like the fan service, even though, like I said, some of it came at the cost of the story a little bit. But I did like some of the fan service. I liked the zombies, the infected.
Yeah. Yep.
I liked the progression because there were some really cool moments.
Yeah.
When Claire goes to Chris's house and she sees the mother and son in the other house next door.
Yep.
Creepy.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Very creepy.
Itchy, scratchy.
Yeah.
Or
well,
wait,
yeah.
no, itchy, tasty.
Itchy tasty.
I was like, not The Simpsons, itchy and scratchy. Itchy, tasty.
Now here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you, my friend.
Please.
I caught a lot of references,
Right.
but there's a lot that I knew were references, but I didn't catch.
Oh, I did this. I Googled a bunch.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
Me too.
Yep.
Like I recently played Resident Evil 1. I've recently played Resident Evil 2,
Nice.
but I didn't finish either one.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
So, yes, I Googled, I went on Wikipedia to remind myself. And just to be clear, I did play them back in the day.
Right.
Like, back on PlayStation 1, I played Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3.
Nice.
So, but I don't, it's a long time ago, man.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm with you.
So I love that they put the turning zombie. You know,
Mhm.
it's iconic
Yep.
right now as far as Resident Evil goes.
Oh, yeah.
I liked all those nods. But for the most part, yeah, I liked the design of the infected. I loved the design of the monsters.
Yeah. Yep. They
The
were a
liquor?
lot of fun. Yeah, the liquor looked great. I loved it.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Loved it.
The liquor, the tyrant,
Yes. Yep.
even Lisa Trevor, who I didn't know from the games until I looked her up.
I didn't either. I had no idea who she was.
Yeah, evidently she was in what was it, Code Veronica?
I think so. Yeah. Yep.
I think I wrote it down, but I can't remember.
Her outfit, though, her
Yeah.
mask was.
No, she's not from Code Veronica. She was from. She's from the remake, I think. Or
Oh, yep. I did read that. You're right. Yes.
Yeah.
She was
She
added.
was on-
Yeah.
yeah, she was added, and she's also, I think, she's in an offshoot of the Resident Evil games, but she wasn't in the original Resident Evil.
Right.
The Ashford twins, who they briefly touch on, those are the characters that are from Code Veronica.
Oh, okay. That's what it is.
What were you saying that you really liked?
I loved Lisa Trevor's mask. With her
Yeah.
eye poking through like the crease of it. It just was
Of the human skin.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I thought it looked great though. And I loved like that intro scene with her too in the orphanage, like petting Claire. I just thought this is creepy. This is cool.
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked the
Absolutely.
design. Yep.
Yeah, all that. I love the costumes of all the characters, how they gave each character their iconic costume.
Yeah. Yep.
Obviously, and they said in the bonus features, there were a few bonus features that came with the movie, not too many, but they did say that they couldn't really realistically give Albert Wesker his sunglasses the entire game.
Yeah.
So they threw in that little thing at the end where he couldn't see.
Mm-hmm.
His eyes hurt from coming back from the dead, so Ada Wong gives him his sunglasses.
Yeah, I like that. That works.
Yeah, that was like a little cheesy, but I liked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody else. Claire had her jacket. They all had their stars outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the design of the police station and the mansion.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, some of it in the interior was CGI,
Mm-hmm.
but it still looked cool, and I was like sitting there thinking I was watching the game. So
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I really love there was the shot too, like right when they get in the mansion, and it's kind of the overhead shot, and then kind of falls back behind our main characters. And I was like, just seeing that iconic red, carpet going up the stairs, I was like, oh yeah, here we go. Like this is bringing back some memories. So I really liked that. I thought that was very cool.
And even it was a tiny nod, but when they opened the door, you know how hard you can't do that door opening graphic from the games exactly because that would just be stupid.
Yes.
But to show the doorknob turning and the door opening inward, that was nice.
Agreed. I caught that too. I love that.
And there were a bunch of little nods, like there were green herbs scattered throughout the mansion.
Oh, yes.
They weren't clearly visible, but if you looked for them, they were there.
Yep.
Yeah.
The piano was fun too.
Oh, the piano, yes.
Yeah, Moonlight Sonata.
And he even played Moonlight Sonata.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Oh, we're nerding out right now.
I know.
I mean, we could go through the whole movie and go through all the little references to the game. But yeah, so the fan service, though.
Yeah.
Like I said, while there were some moments that it was the fan service came at the expense of the script and the story, I did appreciate it.
Agreed. No, I agree.
The music.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That music was good.
Agreed. I have it written down.
The composer's name is Mark Korven.
Oh, okay.
And he's done some good movies. He did The Witch.
Oh.
And he did The Lighthouse.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. He's done some crazy movies, and then he comes and he does this one, and I actually really like the music. I love the main theme to the movie.
Yes.
So,
I have that same.
Yeah,
I love the. No, sorry. I just love the children singing "La La La." Like that always is creepy and fun.
How did it go?
La La La.
Yeah, that's exactly. You got the melody exactly.
La La La. Yeah.
La La La.
They sing it a few more times than the
la
three.
la 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 la.
Yeah, that's about right.
Can we redub the entire movie, but with you doing the la las in a deep voice instead of the kids?
Yes.
La 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 la.
I have a feeling it would not be as eerie. Just a guess.
I would lie to you and tell you that it was, though.
God, you're a good friend.
Andrew, oh my gosh, your la la la's were perfect, buddy.
Really added to the movie.
Yeah. Thank goodness for your la la's.
Right?
Movie would have been dead without them.
Oh, girl.
Anyway.
And
so the story of the movie, okay, so like
Yeah.
I said, I didn't care for them trying to cram both games into one movie.
Right.
But if they're gonna do that,
Mm-hmm.
I think they did an okay job of that, at least.
Right.
You
I would
know?
agree with you. Yeah.
They didn't spend enough time in the police station.
Agreed.
But yeah, it was they tied the story up in a nice little bow pretty well.
Yeah.
They even had the train and everything, so.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's get into, like, I guess more specific things that we liked and did not like.
Perfect.
Our notes,
Yes.
if you will. Here's a little tiny thing.
Yeah.
The in the diner
Yeah.
when Wesker tells Jill to shoot the
Yes.
ketchup bottle off Leon.
Yep.
One thing, both times I thought the same thing. She takes her gun out and then he gives her the dart gun, the little
Right.
sucker dart. And then she shoots Wesker in the forehead. I'm like, man, come on. Everybody knows that those darts never stuck.
You're right.
Like, you could lick the end of that little sucker dart and it would never stick to somebody's forehead like that.
You are absolutely right.
And for that reason, I give this movie a D.
Oh.
No, kidding.
I did like, though, in that same scene, and I don't remember this line, but I guess it's kind of a famous, it's become like a meme, where Jill, at one point in the game, is about to get crushed, and like the guy she's with is like, you almost became a Jill sandwich. And it's just a really cheesy line. And that right there when she goes, it's Jill sandwich, baby, or something, was totally an homage to that. I don't remember it, but I Googled it, and I was like, oh, that's cute. That's funny.
Yeah, that was nice.
A little clever nod.
There's a lot of those in this movie.
There's a lot, yeah.
And I dig that.
Yeah.
I dig that. Nice little fan service.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the dog?
Oh, I thought the dog was fun. It was good to see the zombie dog again.
I really liked, like, it was obvious that when the dog starts transforming in the cab of the truck,
right?
It was obvious that it was CG, but you know what? As a dog lover, I appreciated that.
Agreed. Yep.
I was like, aw, sad dog, but I'm glad I can tell it's CGI.
Right? They didn't doll him up or put a bunch of garbage
it's just
on
like
him.
a dog sitting there, and he's supposed to look evil as crap.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, cute little CG Jewel.
Right.
Jewel,
Yeah,
not
so
Jewel.
Not Jewel.
Not Jewel. Jewel was not in the cab of that truck singing.
She was not.
Who will save my soul tonight?
She's the first zombie.
Jewel. Jewel and Drool in the same truck. Great.
Wow, we're doing some 90s stuff today. Resident Evil, Jewel.
Wait, what year is it? Just kidding. Here's another thing. Another thing that was interesting.
Please.
At what point did you think that the mom... Okay, so the mom...
like the neighbor mom?
No, not the neighbor mom.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking... what's their names?
the
Birkin.
Right.
The Birkin family.
Yes, yes.
Neal McDonough.
Yes.
And, he plays Birkin.
Right, yep.
Who's creating the G virus and all this.
Gets his iconic look.
At what point did you think that mom was Holly Hunter? Any point?
Oh, I didn't, but you're
are
totally
you
looks
kidding?
like her, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, good call.
No, it was not a good call because she's not.
No, it does. She looks a lot like Holly Hunter.
Oh, exactly.
Oh,
like she
man.
could be a body double.
That's funny. I didn't even put that together, but
when
now
they
that
were
you say
in the car, and they were driving, like Mary and I both were like, "That's Holly Hunter." And then by the end of the movie, I was like, "Why did they give Holly Hunter such a small part?" And then I looked it up, and I'm like, "That's not Holly Hunter."
Dude, that's amazing.
That's not her at all. It's a lady named Janet Porter.
Aw, right on. Good job,
But-
Janet Porter.
Yeah, you should play Holly Hunter. She should do a remake of Always.
Oh my gosh.
That's the first movie I thought of. And
It's so random, dude.
isn't she in? Wait, isn't she in Raising Arizona?
Yes, yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe she should do that instead, and just have Nicolas Cage play himself.
Yeah, he'd do it. He'd do it in a
Just
heartbeat.
older. Dude, yes, he would. Oh man, can Nicolas Cage just be in everything?
I kind of think he already is, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What? Give me something. Give me something you
man.
liked.
Sorry,
Tell me a note.
we got
Tell me a
sidetracked.
note.
Oh,
Straight
I loved the girl getting hit at the beginning by the truck.
Yeah.
Oh man, and that
Frame
was
for frame.
Yes, exactly. The hand on the truck as it was still driving
Yes.
with the hair kind of blowing. I was like, oh my gosh, that looks exactly like it. The game.
Loved it.
So good. And then when she gets up, when they kind of turn and she gets up, that shot of her in the forest was so creepy, and I loved it. I loved that shot where Claire kind of looks over.
I did like that shot.
And she's shadowed, but just looking at her. Oh, it's cool.
And then the title of the movie comes up, and the
Yep.
way it came up was really nice.
Agreed. I love that. And then I also love that the subtitle of the movie was The Sign of the Town. I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah. That was nice.
Yeah, a nice little transition there.
I don't think I even realized that until now. That's
Yeah,
nice.
it was cool.
It's nice.
It's nice.
It's nice. What'd you think of Donal Logue as Chief Irons?
He's fine.
Fine, I loved him.
I don't know.
He was great.
I just feel like he always like he just plays that character kind of a lot, and so I just when I saw him, I was like, it's just gonna be that guy. Which he's not bad at it. He plays the part well.
He plays it fantastically.
Yeah, and so like, he's fine. He's great. Yeah, but I just was like, oh, he's gonna be that guy, and he was that guy. So yeah, it was
right.
fun.
Now let's keep talking about this truck driver because I got some issues.
Oh yes, please.
Let's talk about the fact. First of all,
Yes.
the truck driver drops Claire off, right?
Right. Yes.
Raccoon
Yes.
City, right? They're in Raccoon City?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Claire, meanwhile, has this entire sequence in Chris's house
Yep.
where Chris comes home and then he leaves. And then Claire is
Attacked.
attacked, yes. And then she leaves. She finds her motorcycle and she drives out.
Mm-mm.
So what was the truck driver doing this whole time? Right. Because then, after all that, the truck driver is still heading into Raccoon City.
Yeah. Yeah.
And finding time to get fully infected. And
Good
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
I was just like, where's this truck driver? This didn't hit me until the second time.
I didn't even
But I was
catch
like,
that, but you're right.
I was like, where's this? Was he just been circling the block?
Wow.
And then we get to one of my pet peeves in any movie.
Please let me hear it.
Oh, I hate this. So one of my pet peeves
Mm-hmm.
is when a character has headphones on. And
Right.
something extremely distracting and loud happens around them and they don't hear it.
Yeah.
Now, this movie take place in, what, 98? 99?
I think so, yeah. Somewhere in the 90s.
Leon is sitting at the front desk of RPD
Yep.
with a Walkman headset on.
Right.
These are not noise canceling.
No.
These are the
No.
little foam ear phones,
Yep. I remember those.
headphones. Yeah. A truck turns onto its side and explodes right outside the open doors of the police station. Not only does Leon not hear it, but he doesn't feel the massive heat coming from that huge explosion.
Or vibration of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And the zombie truck driver is on fire and walking into the station before Leon kind of notices. And
Right.
I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I can extend my disbelief a certain length, but really?
Well, and then the chief
I hate
shoots
that.
him, and that's
Yeah.
when he like stirs. And I'm like, I think that truck exploding probably was louder than even the gunshot. Like, it
Yeah.
was, I agree with you.
But they do that conceit in movies all the time.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you two things in movies, and I think this movie did the second one, but not as blatant.
Uh-huh.
But this is just an aside.
Yes,
This
please.
has nothing to do with Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City.
Okay.
One of my other pet peeves,
Uh-huh.
because I'm sure we'll see it in other movies, is when somebody's talking on the phone with somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't say goodbye. They just hang up the phone when they're done talking.
Yes. Yes.
I'm like, dude, who does that?
no one.
When I'm talking to you on the phone, do I ever just hang up
No.
after we're done? No, I say, all right, buddy, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'd
You
be
know?
mad if you did that. I'd be like, that's rude.
Exactly, but everybody does it in movies.
Right.
Please, anybody out there making movies, if your character is on the phone, have them say goodbye before they hang up the phone, please. And if they have 90s headphones on, they
Yeah.
can hear anything going on around them.
Literally, someone could drop a pin and they will hear it.
Man.
Yeah, I agree. That's amazing.
But now let's look at the bright side.
Yes.
How about that old typewriter sitting on the front desk? That was nice. No, I'm serious.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's exactly the placement of the old typewriter that you save your game on in Resident Evil 2.
Good call, dude. I didn't even catch that.
I didn't either. It was in the bonus features. They mentioned it. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, that's
that
cool.
typewriter sitting right there. And it's like old school typewriter.
Dude,
And I'm
that's
like, yes,
cool.
that is exactly where you saved your game in Resident Evil 2.
That's
Heck,
really
even
good.
some of the paintings in the mansion were exactly the same as the paintings in
Yes.
the game.
Yep. I did catch that. That was cool. Yeah.
Because you remember in the game, you could just walk up to a painting and hit the button, even
Right.
though there was no prompt whatsoever, and your character would like make a comment about the painting.
Right. Yep. God, that game was fun.
It was not that much fun.
Well,
You remember,
I guess it's
remember
been
the
a while
tank
since I played it.
controls
You're right. Oh, yeah,
and the-
you're
and
right.
the stationary cameras. Come on,
Yes, you're right.
I want a full-on redo, not just an HD reskin of Resident Evil. I want a full-on remake like they did with 2 and 3.
Ooh, that could be cool in the mansion, man. That would be really cool. Ooh.
What else we got? We got how about there were a couple of jump scares,
Oh yeah, yes,
but
there
they were good.
They were good.
They were good. Like yeah, go ahead.
The one that got me was when Claire, the chief, Claire, and Leon are kind of running through the hall.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And that
Yeah.
zombie jumps from one of the other hallways and grabs Claire. And it actually
See?
got me the second time, which is
Oh.
funny because I knew it was coming, but for some reason I didn't time it right in my head. So, ugh.
I can honestly say no jump scare got me the second time.
Really? Oh, okay. That one did. I don't know.
But
What was yours?
the
Yeah.
one that I liked was when Aiken in the mansion
Yes.
he's got his back turned, and you see the zombie
Oh.
coming up behind him,
Yep.
and you're like, oh, turn around. And at the moment he kind of realizes the zombie's behind him, all of a sudden a zombie rushes out from in front of him out of the dark.
Yes.
That was pretty good.
That was good.
Okay, I got another nitpicky thing.
Ooh, I have one too, but you go.
Oh.
I want to hear.
Wait, no, what is yours first? Give me a hint.
Okay, well, maybe I'm wondering if it was just my TV or what. Okay, but right when they get to again the three I just talked about, Leon, Claire, and the police chief, when they get to the orphanage,
Yeah.
Leon kind of looks up and he sees the lights are flickering.
Oh,
right,
yes.
and it's the liquor, which was
Yeah.
great. That was awesome. However, Claire and the police chief are talking in the background. You can't really hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But I had subtitles on, and she gives a lot of info there. She's like talking about how the reason he knows about this place is because he's being paid off, and she gives all this info, and I was like, this is great dialogue. Like, I would have liked this in there, but it was so
Yeah.
quiet, and I was like, oh, like, bump up the sound, man.
I love that scene though, dude.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I loved like just him looking and seeing the lights start to sway at the back, and I was like, oh, the liquor.
Yep, yeah.
But I really, oh man, could have done a whole like T-Rex thing where, because the liquor in the video game was attracted to sound. It was blind,
Right.
but if it heard anything, it would come at you.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have been really cool if like, because Lisa was there. If she had come out earlier
Yeah.
and said, well, she was there. She said shh,
Right.
and pointed up. But like if there had been something else and they knew to be still and quiet,
Right.
that could have been a really tense moment.
You're agreed.
But
Absolutely.
it turned into like a little action scene.
Mm-hmm. Still fun, though. It was good to see
Still fun, yeah.
him, and it was good to see Lisa take it out, too. I thought that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, and the way she took it out was
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
Let's jump back to the police station,
Okay.
which comes before that. This is the other thing. So we talked about Leon being a frustrating character.
Right.
One of the most frustrating moments was in the jail cell
Yes.
with Ben.
Yes.
What's his name? Ben Bertolucci, played by Josh Cruddas.
Yes.
Cruddas.
He was good. I liked him as that
Yeah,
character.
he was good.
Yeah.
But again, just some. So he's sitting in the cell, he's trying to get Leon to open it,
Yep.
and Leon's just being a putz
Right. and
taking his time, even though and the guy looks over and he sees that the person is turning,
Yeah. Yes.
and he's kind of getting a little frantic,
Mm-hmm.
it was cool. But then so here's the thing though. So Ben is standing at the bars at the door to the jail cell.
Right.
The guy that's turning, the infected person that's turning, is to his left.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
Leon finally comes over with the keys,
Yes.
and he goes to open the door.
Yes.
When he finally gets the right key in there,
Yeah.
what does Ben do? He moves away from the door, right?
Right.
To give the door room to open, but he backs up in the direction of the zombie thing guy.
Right. That's true.
I was like, what? Why wouldn't you, like, keep an eye on that? Like, I would be sitting there just, like, staring at this guy, like,
That's true.
not ignoring him.
And this is the
acting-
guy that's like the conspiracy theory guy. Like he should be
Yes.
the one that would be the most paranoid.
Yeah, that was a weird scene, and it was just to have the zombie attack and kill Ben.
Right. And show how Leon is still clumsy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. No, that was it was weird. Yeah. Even when he even says too, yeah, no, because Leon goes, is that guy okay? And the guy's like, yeah, people when they, spit up blood and throw up blood, yeah, it's just a cold or whatever, and
Yeah,
of course I would be staring at this guy. Nah, I agree with you.
Yeah, that was a weird scene.
Yep.
I like the keys. Okay, jumping back to the orphanage.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing: they brought out and they made it. They very much showed you that there was the 4 keys with the different,
Suits.
Yeah, the different suit shapes.
Right.
But then she just puts it in a circular keyhole. Like, you couldn't make the keyhole like a heart or something,
Right.
and have her need to use the heart key.
That's
Like,
true.
if you're gonna do it, do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, you could have gone a little bit further with that.
Yep. Nope. That's totally fair.
The scene with Chris shooting in the dark room and only being able to see by the light of his gun flashes was a little silly.
Yeah.
'Cause
I agree.
Somehow he knew the directions the zombies were coming from.
Yep.
I don't know.
And
that
there
was
was-
a little weird.
One part too when it's Chris and the other guy when they first get there and like the zombies start all coming out and Chris is like about to get eaten. There's like 3 or 4 of them. And then it cuts
Yeah.
to the other guy getting eaten. Then it cuts back to Chris who's now out of their grasp and just walking away. And I was like, what
Yeah.
did we miss? How did he get out of that? But we'll never know.
I saw that. It didn't bother me that much.
Oh,
I was just
okay.
like, okay, I'll give it that. Whatever.
Fair. I just was like,
Because
wow.
I knew Chris was going to be okay.
Right, of course.
But, yeah, it would have been nice to have something.
Yeah.
And then we have like the whole ending sequence, like, and I thought that was pretty good. Everything with the Birkin turning into the tyrant.
Yeah, that was fun.
I thought that was great.
Yeah. The train was
then
cool.
the
just being on the train. Mm-hmm.
Even though, yeah, I mean the rocket launcher.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
okay, this is where they went with faithfulness to the game
Mm-hmm.
in expense of realism or the story, because
Yes.
obviously if he shot a rocket launcher in that car, everybody would be dead.
Yes, I thought the same thing.
But, in Resident Evil 1, they drop off a rocket launcher so you can kill the tyrant.
Right.
So, I was like, okay, I'll give it that.
Yeah. I enjoyed, too, the last part where it says, we get kind of that old school computer dialogue shows up where it says, Raccoon City destroyed at this time, Survivor 0. And I thought it was fun to see the, our 5 walk out.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun. I was like, oh, that's cool. I like that.
Those graphics were nice.
Yep, yeah.
As well as the little Palm Pilot with the map of the
Yes.
house that
Oh, I
looked straight from the game.
Yep. I loved that. I thought that was cool.
And that poor cow.
I know.
Like, why'd you have to put the cow in there? That was so sad. He's just like floating in the air because the ground
Just leveled.
dropped out from
Yeah.
under him. Oh.
Yeah, I know.
But maybe in part 2 we'll find out that it lived.
Yep. Or it's probably now a zombie cow.
Zombie cow.
Zombie cow.
I'd like to see more of Ada Wong,
Yes. Yep.
but my first impression was that her character was a little stiff. Her acting was a little stiff.
I would agree with you on that. Yep. And maybe she only had the one scene.
Yeah.
It may have
Yeah.
been a day or 2 of shooting. So I'll give it to her.
she was in The Expanse. It's Lily Gao, and she was in The Expanse, and I think she's better in The Expanse. But
Yeah.
so yeah, it was just one scene, like you said.
Yep.
I think that's about it for all my little notes. What about you?
I think we covered it, man. Should we?
I think we covered it. Yeah, 3 questions, my
Yeah.
friend.
Let's do 3 questions.
Who would cross the bridge of death must answer me these questions 3.
Okay. Question number 1, my friend. What was your favorite death/kill in this movie?
Oh crap! I totally forgot about this. I know what it was. It
Okay.
was I'll be honest, the kills weren't fantastic in this game.
I agree.
This movie.
In this movie. No,
The
I agree.
only one that really had a really notable death scene was Chief Irons.
Yep.
Getting
Yes.
killed by the liquor. And then the aftermath was pretty gory and bloody, and I appreciated that.
Yes.
Everybody else just kind of came back to life,
I agree. Yep.
So I'm going to go with that one. What about you?
Mine is in the same scene, but it's actually not a person's death. It's the
What?
liquor's death.
Oh,
I thought Lisa ripping its head
at you.
off was pretty sweet.
Look at you skirting expectations. you.
Still a death. I thought that was cool, and I liked that she did it. Real quick side note, too. Why didn't... I know this isn't our 3 questions, but why didn't Leon or Claire, cut off her Lisa's, wrist bands or whatever they call them, her handcuffs?
Did you notice a saw in either Leon or Claire's pockets?
No, but they have a gun. They can
No.
shoot it a couple times. It's wood. Nah.
They need all those bullets for zombies.
That's true. That is true in the video games. You got to hold on to those. All right.
Another quick
Oh,
quick
yeah,
aside,
please.
another nice thing about the movie was that sometimes it took more than one headshot to kill the zombies.
Yes.
Just like in the games where you're ticked off because I shot it in the head.
Right? Yep.
Anyway,
All right. Sorry. Yeah.
question number 2.
Question number 2. Was it scary, Scotty?
I think there no, for me no.
No.
But I think there are some very tense moments in the movie that could be scary for people. I don't think overall this is going to be scary for most everybody. But yeah, I think especially in the beginning of the movie there's some very creepy moments.
Yes. Yep.
With young Claire with Lisa coming to her bed. That was pretty creepy.
Yeah. Agreed.
But then you pretty quickly learn that Lisa's not a bad person.
Right. Yep.
So
I agree with you. It wasn't to me scary, but there was definitely some eerie moments. All right, man. Did you have fun with horror?
you know what, buddy? Absolutely.
Nice.
Despite the issues I have with this movie, I did like it. I had a lot of fun watching it, and I had fun watching it the second time. I could easily watch it again.
Nice.
Now the question is, because I think your answer is the same, right?
Yeah. Yep. I had fun
Although,
with it.
could you easily watch it again, or do you want to wait?
I think I'd wait.
Yeah.
It was fun though. It was fun, and I enjoyed it. And it was a more. I would agree. It's a more faithful adaptation. Than the other ones made before. But yeah, I had fun. But yeah, I'll wait a little bit.
But here's the question.
Yeah, please.
Did we like it better than the first Mila Jovovich Resident Evil?
I did.
I think I did too, but I honestly, I need to rewatch that one because I think I started to watch it last year at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the movies that come after it, I have forgotten how good the first one actually is.
Huh, that's fair.
It's got its moments. It's not a faithful adaptation of the games.
Right.
It's more like this is our version of the Umbrella Corporation story.
Right.
And we're going to throw in nods to the games, but this is not a direct adaptation of the game. And you got to look at it from that point of view and think, did they do a good job doing that? And I think we forget how good the first Resident Evil with Mila Jovovich actually was.
Man, now I got to rewatch that because
Me too.
Yeah, you're making a good point. I will rewatch that.
Me too. Which brings us to our next movie. No,
Oh,
no, we've both seen it. We've
Yeah.
both seen it. We can't pick it.
that's our rule.
It is a rule, but yeah, I think it'd be fun to come back and revisit this question after we both watch it
I would agree.
on our own.
Yep, that'd be fun.
And that's it. That's Resident Evil. Welcome to Raccoon City.
Boom.
Boom.
Loved it.
Hey.
You snooze, you lose.
What?
Still a sandwich now.
Okay, so Andrew,
Scotty.
very, very, very curious what your pick is.
Oh man. This is a good one, I think. I hope. Let me say that. I hope. Now, I know for a fact neither of us have seen this.
Yes.
Do you know already what it might be?
You just keep talking, my friend.
Yeah.
Keep whispering those sweet words to me.
Well, let me say this. So, this is from a series. And I wanted to watch...
Dude, you're building this up, and if you disappoint me, man.
Maybe I'll just tell you what it is.
Yeah.
All right. So our pick, or my pick, excuse me, for next week, came out today. Was this what you were assuming? Or
Just
hoping?
say it.
It is 2022's The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
My friend, thank you.
You're welcome. I wanted to get this in as soon as possible because I don't want spoilers.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I was like, perfect, we'll do this.
I'm glad. See, this is where I've been for this entire week. I've been sending you psychic brainwaves saying, please pick Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah,
because
dude.
if you didn't pick it, obviously, I was going to pick it next week.
Right.
But, we don't, as people know, we do not discuss this beforehand.
Right. Right.
So I just have to hope. Last week, when I picked Welcome to Raccoon City, I almost picked Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh.
It was a clear thought in my head.
Nice.
Because I was thinking, okay, but see, here's the thing. Here's a little behind the scenes, everybody. We record on Fridays, usually.
Yes.
So that means that we would have had to have woken up early, watched, or been up at midnight the night before.
Right, yes.
Watch this movie and then be prepared to talk about it.
Right.
So in the end, I said, you know what? I'm going to pick Resident Evil, and I'm going to really hope that Andrew picks Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes.
So that, so that we actually have time.
Yes.
And, buddy, this is your pick, but I've got a little surprise for you, hopefully.
Okay.
And this is another reason I didn't pick the movie.
Okay.
Next week, we might have a guest on the show with us.
Oh.
If everything goes well.
Okay. All right. This is news to me, man.
I asked him if he wanted to do it. He said yes. And I also asked him that if I picked it, would he be prepared to watch it and then talk about it today? And he was like, don't think so. And I was like, good. So that's all I needed to know. And then I picked Resident Evil. So now he has the whole week to watch it as well.
When will I find out who this mystery guest is?
Very soon.
Okay.
You'll know before we record.
Okay,
because
good.
Obviously, we have to set up.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, very exciting.
Yeah.
Ah. Oh,
So-
let me tell you then really quick.
And
Two-
again, it's if things go well.
Right,
So
okay.
Let's just say that. And I think they will.
All right.
Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, so I said I watched a couple movies this week. The other movie I watched, well, what I did was because so Cindy and I are actually going to watch the original first,
Okay.
followed by this. And I asked her, I was like, do you want to do that with me? And she said, yes. But yesterday I was sick. I was laying on the couch and I wanted something. I wanted horror and I wanted Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But I was like, I can't. I got to wait until I watch it with Cindy. So I watched the remake from 2003.
Yes.
Not a bad flick, man.
No, that's a great movie.
It's really good. I had seen it once a long time ago and didn't really remember much, but watching I was like, this is pretty good. I really enjoyed it.
I need to watch that. I saw that in the theater.
Oh,
when it
nice.
Came out.
Mm-hmm.
And surprisingly, I have not watched it since. I've seen every Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie,
Nice.
so I'm very excited for this new one. Because I even like the last one, which was Leatherface.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's a prequel to the original,
Oh, okay.
and a lot of people do not like it. I, however, did. I have a soft spot for it. So,
Okay.
yeah, I need to rewatch the original because I remember, just a quick. I thought it was good when I saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
I thought that the last act of the movie devolved into just a generic chase sequence.
Fair.
I don't know if it's fair because I haven't rewatched it.
Okay.
It was how I felt the first time I saw it. I need to rewatch it. I have a
Gotcha.
feeling I have a feeling I'll like it better.
Yeah. Like I said, I was pleasantly surprised with how much I enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk some Texas Chainsaw next week.
Yeah, we are, man. Oh, we'll have to bring back our stories of old. You and I.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll definitely be talking about the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yep, for sure.
Because this new one, in the same theme or vein, whatever you want to say, as other movies like Halloween,
Yes, exactly.
Leprechaun Returns.
Oh, I didn't know that. Is it really like that?
I think it's a spiritual sequel to the original. Candyman.
Right, yes. Yep.
This is a direct sequel to the very original Texas Chainsaw.
Correct.
And of course, let's real quick just talk about the ridiculousness of the titles of all these movies. This is the most confusingly titled series of movies ever.
Yeah.
Because you have The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2,
Right.
Leatherface, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. I believe that's the official title.
Nice.
There's The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation, which people refer to as Texas Chainsaw 4.
Nice, okay.
Even though it's really not. I think it's in a kind of its own little timeline. But that's the one with
Matthew
Matthew
McConaughey.
McConaughey.
All right.
And then you have Texas Chainsaw,
Oh.
which is the first one that was supposed to be a sequel to the first movie that was supposed to be a new sequel to the original.
Oh.
But that was Texas Chainsaw or Texas Chainsaw 3D, according to how you saw it.
Awesome.
Then there's Leatherface.
Oh my God.
Again, another one called Leatherface, but this is the prequel to the original. Then you have The Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2003.
Oh my gosh.
And then The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. And now, real quick, I'm going to just IMDb this. Hold.
I'm holding.
Hold.
We're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
According to IMDb, this one is simply called Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh,
They've
I
taken
said
away the.
Okay, it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's my bad.
Also, just to be clear, the original,
Uh-huh.
there's a space in between chain and saw.
Oh.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Every other title is chainsaw. One word. Yeah, it's funny.
What's going on here?
But yes, I am excited to watch it
Yay.
before everything gets spoiled.
Are you gonna try and do the original one again too, or are you just gonna jump into this
Nah,
new one?
I've seen the original so many times.
Fair enough.
I don't feel like I need to, but maybe I will tonight.
Nice.
Maybe I'll just put it on.
Fair. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, maybe I will actually.
Yeah. The only time I've seen it is with you. I haven't seen it since.
Oh, yeah,
So
you
I'm
definitely
excited.
need to.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. I love it.
Do you remember when we watched that one how the last act of the movie, and I've watched this movie 2 times, the original, here in my apartment here.
Yeah.
There are I think it's Sally just screams
Yes.
constantly. And both times I've watched this movie in my apartment here,
Mm-hmm.
I always worried about my neighbors.
Yeah.
Thinking, what is all that screaming for minutes on end?
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's not only that. I mean, it's her screaming, and then it's the chainsaw. It's like relentless for the last bit of that.
the chainsaw noise effects don't bother me, but it is like somebody hears a girl screaming from
Yeah,
an apartment nonstop and they can't tell it's a TV.
Fair.
I don't know, man.
Someone is getting
but-
called. Yeah.
I might watch it tonight.
Nice. All right.
All right, buddy.
All right, man. This was awesome.
This was awesome. Thank you so much for picking Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
You're welcome. Thank you for being so excited.
I am excited.
Me too. It's going to be fun.
Everybody out there, we are Fun with Horror. We are on social media. You can find us on Twitter at FunWHorror. You can find us on the Fun with Horror Facebook group. You can find us at the At Fun with Horror Podcast on Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Wow, that was nice, dude.
Thank you.
Yes, please join our groups, chat with us, send us messages, tell us what you think of the movies that we talk about.
Yeah, I'd say all that, but nobody ever does.
I know.
People just listen.
And that's fine.
I doubt anybody's even listening right now.
Well, it's because we're recording it. It's just you and I listening.
No, I mean, like, as
No,
this is playing, I
know.
think people turn it off by this point.
Oh, I hope not. 'Cause
Everybody's
then
always so surprised when I mention, like, when I post what our next movie is. Oh, that? Oh.
right. Well,
Like, did you not listen to the podcast?
and then they
Gosh.
miss my the Easter eggs I throw in at the end.
They do. There are Easter eggs at the end of every single episode.
Now, hopefully, people will go back and listen for the Easter eggs.
Everything, yes. Yeah, go back and listen to every single episode.
Please.
Andrew,
Scotty,
I love you, buddy.
I love you too, man. As always, this was a blast.
Blast.
A blast. And we love
will-
all of you that are listening
Yes.
and have made it this far.
But only the ones that are still listening.
That's right.
Those people that are not listening, that turned it off by this point, we don't love them. So
Don't
you
say
out there
that.
still, no, we don't.
I love them.
You still listening right now, we love you. And don't tell the people that stopped it that we don't love them. Because
They don't
they'll
need to
never know.
Yeah.
They don't need to know. You are special.
Yes, you are great.
You are unique.
Whether you think you can or you can't,
You're
right.
Listening are the cherry on top of our sundae.
Oh my gosh.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Lisa Trevor. We need to get to the Spencer mansion.